The Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade laid the legal foundation for the treatment of abortion in the United States, and has since become a major flashpoint between two political factions. One considers it to be the foundational case establishing women's reproductive rights, while the other considers it to be the foundational case denying personhood to a class of people, the unborn. Despite these political factions frequently invoking Roe v. Wade, many do not understand its origin, its journey from the district court to the Supreme Court, and the nature of the Supreme Court's ruling. Roe v. Wade began in Dallas County, Texas, and centered around constitutional challenges to Articles 1191 through 1194 and 1196 of Texas's Penal Code, brought by three parties. Articles 1191 through 1194 defined abortion and made it a crime to have or attempt to have an abortion, with one exception provided by Article 1196. This exception stated that an abortion may be performed or attempted, quote, by medical advice for the purpose of saving the life of the mother, end quote. Using a pseudonym to remain anonymous during her case, Jane Roe was a resident of Dallas County, Texas, and the primary plaintiff. She alleged that she was a pregnant and unmarried woman who wanted an abortion performed by a competent, licensed physician under safe clinical conditions. She also alleged that she could not secure an abortion in Texas since continuing her pregnancy would not threaten her life, and that she could not afford to travel to a place where an abortion could be legally and safely provided. In 1970, Roe brought a federal action against Henry Wade, the district attorney of Dallas County, arguing that Texas's criminal abortion statutes were not only unconstitutionally vague, but also in violation of a right to privacy protected by the First, Fourth, Fifth, Ninth, and 14th Amendments. In her federal action, Roe sought two things. One, a declaratory judgment that Texas's criminal abortion statutes violated the Constitution, and two, an injunction restraining Wade from enforcing Texas's criminal abortion statutes. Later, Roe amended her complaint to make it a class action lawsuit. Dr. James Halford, a licensed physician, was granted leave to intervene in Roe's action. Dr. Halford alleged that, in the past, he had been arrested for violating Texas's criminal abortion statutes, and that he was currently being prosecuted for two such violations. Dr. Halford argued that Texas's criminal abortion statutes violated the 14th Amendment due to being vague and uncertain. To support his claim, he provided examples of when he could not determine if the patients coming to him seeking an abortion fell within the exception provided by Article 1196. Dr. Halford also argued that Texas's criminal abortion statutes violated the right to privacy guaranteed in the doctor-patient relationship and his right to practice medicine. These rights, he argued, were guaranteed by the First, Fourth, Fifth, Ninth, and 14th Amendments. John and Mary Doe, a married couple who also used pseudonyms to remain anonymous, filed a companion complaint alongside Roe. According to the Does, they had no children, were medically advised not to have children until Mrs. Doe ceased suffering from her neurochemical disorder, had stopped using female birth control pills pursuant to medical advice, and would seek an abortion by a competent, licensed physician under safe clinical conditions if Mrs. Doe became pregnant. The Does also named Wade as the defendant, claimed constitutional deprivation similar to Roe's, and sought a declaratory judgment as well as an injunction. Additionally, just like Roe, the Does would later amend their complaint to make it a class action lawsuit. Roe v. Wade began as two actions in Dallas County, Texas, which challenged the constitutionality of Texas's criminal abortion statutes. One action involved Plaintiff Roe and plaintiff intervener Dr. Halford, and the other involved John and Mary Doe. These two actions were consolidated when they were heard by a panel of three judges in the United States District Court of Northern Texas. The district court began by considering whether the parties involved satisfied the requirements of justiciability and standing. Regarding Roe, the members of her class, and Dr. Halford, the district court concluded that they presented justiciable controversies and had standing. But with regards to the Does, the district court concluded that, given the facts they alleged, they neither presented a justiciable controversy nor had standing. The district court therefore dismissed their complaint. Returning to the action presented by Roe and Dr. Halford, the district court recognized a, quote, fundamental right of single women and married persons to choose where to have children protected by the Ninth Amendment through the 14th Amendment, end quote, and then ruled that Texas's criminal abortion laws were unconstitutional on their face due to their vagueness and their overbroad infringements of Roe and Dr. Halford's Ninth Amendment rights. The district court concluded by granting Roe and Dr. Halford's requests for declaratory relief, declaring Texas's criminal abortion statutes void, and dismissing Roe and Dr. Halford's requests for injunctive relief.